What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy. Welcome back to a brand new video, and I'm sorry I've just ignored my whole YouTube channel for the past couple of months, but I've needed to take a break, and I have. But the new FPL game is here, and yeah, I'm posting this instead of the World Cup simply because the World Cup I've sort of done in jest. I've done with a couple of things. There'll be an update video coming tomorrow or during the weekend, hopefully. Sort of talking about where I've been, what I've been doing, and a couple of things I've been interested and been partaking in since then. You might have seen the video I posted before this a couple of days ago though. Please do donate anything you have to the charity, and if not, just share, because it will mean the world to Isabella and her family. The link will be down in the description. But right now we have some FPL stuff to discuss, and my first draft and my first team, I'm quite liking the looks of it. There's a couple of things I want to change. I have gone with a rather sort of heavy duty lineup. It's not usually my thing. I usually like to have 15 players that can play, or I think they're going to play at the start and get points. So it'd be attacking players that are cheaper from maybe lower down teams. But I've sort of avoided that this time round. I've gone a bit of different way around. I will look at fixture rotation pairs. This one I've just done on the cuff, but look at my two goalkeepers, Lloris and Speroni. Simply put, I think Lloris is a good goalkeeper, 5.5, considering I think they've countered the Spurs rotation risk this year by putting every defender as 6 million, which is a ridiculous price for people that are going to be rotated. It's just you can't look into that and think, oh, anyone's a certainty, because they're not. They're really not, as my notification goes. I'll turn that off. But Lloris, definitely the goalkeeper for me, because I feel like Spurs, they won't concede much. And if I look at their fixtures quickly, first two games, Newcastle and Fulham. Man United away, third is tough, yeah, but by that time I might have transferred him out for someone. But those two games I think will be 2 clean sheets, and that'll take you up to the end of August. And Harry Kane, if we go all the way, which we are, is coming home. We'll probably won't be playing August, so you don't need to worry about him until he comes back, which is September, when he starts scoring again. So I'm just saying, we don't need to worry about August this year, because he's not even going to be there. But Speroni next to him, because he played a couple of times in the last, from 2013, 2014 upwards. He played, got 36 points, just under 1,000 minutes, 11 games last season. Doubt he'll play as a first team keeper this time round, but there's a chance, and he's just there because he's 4 million basically, simply put. In the defence, I've gone with a sort of a balanced 5. I haven't really gone with anyone too expensive because I don't like the looks of anyone at the moment, and I'm biding my time. Now there's sort of Victor Moses at 6 million, which if Conte was staying I would very much like, and if Moses played the entire season again, really good price. But they could be bringing a new manager in, which could mean a new style, new formation. So I'm reluctant to bid on those Chelsea defenders until I know what style and what formation they're playing. Have a quick look, at a couple of fixtures in the pre-season. I've strayed away from Chelsea in general because they're not exactly the best team to watch. We've got Side Kolasinac and Alexander-Arnold from the bigger teams, Arsenal and Liverpool. Both at 5 million. Kolasinac is a rotation risk, I do believe, but he also could be, under a new manager, a very, very good player. And at 5 million, he could be the constant left back or centre back in a 3-man defence. Really good price if Arsenal want to change their fortunes, go for top 4, get those clean sheets. I think he's a good price. And I'm banking on the fact that Alexander-Arnold doesn't play too much in the World Cup, won't be given too much of a break. He still probably will do, just to be safe. But that means I have to change that around. But I do feel like he should be getting the first team role ahead of Klein. He was picked over Klein for the World Cup. He was playing over Klein in things like Champions League, for example, against really, really big and monumental ties. So those two I feel like could be good cheaper options from the bigger teams, especially Liverpool's. You're looking at the opening fixtures: West Ham, Palace, Brighton and Leicester, first 4 before they go to Spurs away. Could be 4 clean sheets and some attacking returns as well for Alexander-Arnold. I have gone with a bit of a risk in putting Seamus Coleman in. He did play towards the end of the season, and again, new manager Marco Silva could be more appealing on the eye. Everton's first 5 fixtures look really good. I do believe if he starts, maybe the attacking returns might not be there, but the clean sheets definitely will. And if he does get back to his, the the selfie was before his injury, he's a very, very good player. And we've got two 4.5 million players, Dunk and Daniels. Dunk because I'm hoping he can convert the 4 own goals he scored into 4 goals he scored for Brighton. So fingers crossed that happens, but also the fact that I think Brighton are a decent team. They've got a tough start, but he will be just bench fodder for now. And we've also got Charlie Daniels because he's 4.5 million and a season where he didn't have too much to do. 1 goal and 3 assists, that 1 goal being a spectacular worldie. He dropped to 4.7 at the end of the season, but now we're looking at him as a, well, pretty good bargain. He's back to that bargain sort of stage. I do think if he has another good season like his first 2, you're looking at 3 goals, 5 assists and 4 goals, 3 assists. Who knows? The world is his oyster. At 4.5 million, he's a really good price. On to midfield though, and I'm just going to cut it short. Stevens is in there to save a bit of money. I think he might have been defender last year. I'm not too sure. I don't think he was, but I'm not sure. He's literally in there because I know he played for Brighton last year. Hopefully he plays again this year, so if I need anyone to come in off the bench, he gets me at least 1 point or 2 points. So let's just hope that happens. From left to right again, we may as well do that. We've got Sane and Mane. The combination Sane because Sterling's 11 million is a bit too expensive for me, as to unfortunately is Salah. Which you know he probably will score, but second season syndrome, could it happen? Harry Kane's still trying to make sure he's the longest ever serving 1 season wonder, so Salah's going to have to keep on going until Kane stops for that. But I do think Sane and Mane, good cheaper options for the price. I'll have to look up and get me fixtures looking at and get me sort of prices and all my stats looked at. But I do think those 2 could be good. Now rotation risk obviously with Man City, but then everyone is. I think Aguero is the only dead cert because of the fact that he's going to be your home, as too is Sane because I went out in the group stages. So if it's an England-Brazil final, Gabriel Jesus is out. To give you an example, Raheem Sterling is going to be out, so that should mean Leroy Sane starts the first couple of games. You're looking at Man City's fixtures. Arsenal away is a tough one, but after that, Huddersfield, Wolves, Newcastle, Fulham, Cardiff, Brighton. They're good games, so I feel like Sane, if he gets into the swing of things, should be looking at first team role. Then we've got Gylfi Sigurdsson, an interesting one, and one that will probably raise a few eyebrows, because last season he got 4 goals and 4 assists, but that was a failing Ronald Koeman side, and a rather rigid and defensive formed Big Sam side. Now Marco Silva's there, and I do feel like if he gets Siggy playing in the right way for 7.5 million and a select percentage of just over 3%, he could be a wonderful, wonderful outside pick. So Gylfi Sigurdsson is definitely one to keep your eyes on if we're looking at decent bargains. And also Pogba. Pogba's there. Yes, he's very temperamental. 6 goals and 13 assists. I was quite surprised. He ended up at 8 million, but he only ended at 7.9 million. So maybe that's one of the ones that they've probably missed the mark on. But I do feel like Paul Pogba, 8 million. And the opening fixtures, granted there's a lot of 3s there for Man United, but Leicester, Brighton, Spurs, Burnley, Watford, Wolves, West Ham and Newcastle, you can see him coming up in a few of those games, minus the Spurs one maybe. And up front, as I mentioned, Aguero, we've got Aguero up there, 11 million. I do think Jesus, the further Brazil go, the further back in the season he comes into things. Aguero is back, didn't really play, so he should be fit and fresh. 21 goals, 6 assists last season in just under 2,000 minutes played. That's an insane stat. That is insane, because when you look at previous seasons, he's got a worse goal. Last season, 20 goals and 5 assists. The season before that, that was just over 24,000, 2,400. There's a difference there. There's a very big difference. We've also got Firmino, because again I do feel like his price is quite good, 9.5. He ended up on 9.5. I was expecting him to be in double figures. He's not. He's just under. So I do feel like Bobby Firmino is one to do. And again, the fixtures look good for the first 4, or at least West Ham and Brighton are the 2 home games. You've got to be looking at them as bankers for a team like Liverpool, and they will improve. And that is one thing we've got to know. They already have improved with players like Naby Keita coming in. And then lastly, we've got Chris Wood. I like Chris Wood, albeit he came from Leeds, so as a Sheffield Wednesday fan, I've got to watch my words here. But I do like Chris Wood. I think he's a natural born goal scorer. He tore up in the Championship. He come into the Premier League, took a while. 10 goals though, which is not bad considering he's playing for Burnley. And I look at his fixtures, you're thinking his first 3, Southampton away, Watford at home and Fulham away, they've got to be considered games where he will have to come in and say, this is my time, let's score some goals. And he'll be top scorer in August. You never know. You just never know. But I do feel like his first 3 fixtures are really good. I'll reassess him after that. If he doesn't score, he's out. But if he does score, his price I think will rise quite a bit, giving me a chance to cash out on him when he gets to games like Manchester United. But even after Manchester United on fixture 4, Wolves away, Bournemouth at home, and then Cardiff away, they're games that you can't be passed up. So he's definitely one to consider, I think. But that's all in all my entire Fantasy Premier League team. Hopefully you'll have enjoyed, and let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think of my team and what are your teams? Comment your teams down below. I know I say this a lot, but I'll actually be replying to comments this year. I'm gonna be changing things around, which is what the update's about. It's going to be about what I'm going to be doing for the pre-season, what we're doing for the actual season. There's certain things I did wrong last year and that I won't do this year that really sort of stressed and tired me out early on in the season, hence the reason I lost so much of it, and also a lot of personal issues that I won't drag yourself through. I will tell you eventually, but I won't drag yourselves through it now. But remember to comment your teams down below, enjoy this new FPL season, and I suppose don't forget we've got World Cup games today on Friday, so don't miss those deadlines like I've done 2 times already in this World Cup. Peace.